So apparently, my idea of fun is gambling on a cheap, non-running, 30-year-old BMW. So, I'm going to go check out this E36 BMW. It needs some work. I may flip it, I may keep it, but it's a good deal, so we'll see what I do. This is it. I don't know. It might be my first flip. Might be something I end up driving. Well, I decided to get the car, and I'm here this morning at a dealership where one of the employees is selling it. I'm just waiting on the tow truck. So there it is, man. I'm excited to start working on this thing. On one of my lunch breaks, I went to check out the car, and the previous owner let me know he was replacing some coolant components because of a leak, and he wanted to show me that all the parts were in the trunk, but we could not get the trunk open. So I offered him $800, and he took it. There it is in the storage unit, and this is plenty of room to do what I gotta do. Got a lot of room up front, nice flat clean floor. The 300ZX will end up in here one day, but for the next week or so, that's where this guy lives. I need to go to work. It is so hard not to pop the hood and start sorting things out, but I'm gonna close it up and go to work. So this morning, curiosity got the better of me. I would like to see if I get this trunk open, but look what has happened since I've parked it here. This clear coat is coming up, and I don't know if it'll come up in the image, but I don't know if this is rust or just a bad paint job. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's see if we can get this trunk open. Like you can hear it. You can hear it, the actuator working. It's just not opening. And I didn't even bring any tools. Whoa! There we go. So I'm gonna see if I can duplicate that. Yep, it was just jammed. Sweet. And the trunk does look pretty good. But let's see if the tools are here. Almost all the tools are here. Whatever this goes here is not there. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. He said everything was back here. This is the radiator he said was leaking. I have already ordered a new one. Okay. Tank. I'm looking for bolts for the intake manifold and such. Ha! And I think these are them. Got some sorting to do. Hoses, all the hoses look to be in pretty good nick, as the Brits would say. Yeah, all these hoses look great. Cover, yeah boy. All right, let's see what time is it. I should really get to work, but I'm gonna go pop the hood and see what's going on. So this is what I'm dealing with. I'm going to see about putting this back together and seeing if it runs, because he says only the radiator was leaking. So put it back together and I'll kind of do my own diagnosis. So these are the parts that were in the trunk, and it looks like everything is here that I'm going to need to get it back running. And those are the bolts that I'm going to have to sort through, and little fasteners and whatnot. So I don't know, it's 8:20. I'll spend 10 more minutes working on this, and then I'm gonna go to work. These are all the fasteners that were in the bag. I do not know where everything goes, and this is my first time working on an E36, but I'm pretty sure I can figure it out based on size and quantity. So, do you like puzzles? I don't know what this is, but this is the only thing that looks broken. This is broken, but it looks like the part that functions is intact, but we will see. Got the hose clamps for this. These are bumpers of some sort. I think they would go on the bottom of the radiator. Let me go see. Actually, I think those go on the bottom of the radiator. I still don't know where those go yet. All right, let's see if I can make sense of all this. I'm pretty sure I know how this goes back on. I'm pretty sure this goes on top of this. So let's see if I can get everything situated. It doesn't go back together as straightforward as I thought. There are some things in the way, making me realize why they might have left this off. I am convinced that this is not the way this should have come off. I am learning as I go. There are vacuum lines and connectors that connect underneath this intake manifold that make it a little more difficult than just bolting it back together. Okay, so I got this back on, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nuts I need. Let me see if I have them. I have 6. I suspect the other one got dropped somewhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them on. They go right there, right there, right there, etc. Ooh, I should have brought some tools. I'm just gonna get them started. So I got the first 5 on, but those last 2 are really hard to do without a socket. So I'm leaving one sitting there, and I'll come back and try and attach that when I have tools. But I can see that this attaches there. Guess this is the fuel rail. And what else? What else can I do? I could reattach the throttle body, but there's some connectors underneath that I need to attach. I said I was gonna go only use 10 more minutes, but I'm gonna do that real quick. There's no way. There's a connector that's under here, and with this on, I can't get to it. At least I don't think I can get to it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take this back off. Well, that's it for today. Maybe in the coming days I'll have a little more time, but not today. I'm off to work. All right, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I'm gonna give myself an hour to work on this. And I hope to get the intake manifold back on and everything under it connect. I think I can do that. This connection that I had trouble with the other day was just tucked away and I couldn't reach it. But I should be able to connect it. So let's get to it. Since I'm missing one of the nuts, I'm gonna connect the most difficult ones and leave the front one for the end. When I was a kid, I had a trapper keeper, but now that I work on cars at various locations, I now have this. Fits in my backpack nicely. This back one is a pain. So I'm gonna figure out a way of keeping it in this socket so I can position it, because I can't get my hands back there. It's way back there. So I ripped off the top of a Ziploc bag, wrapped it around the nut. I'm gonna see if I can shove the socket on top of it, and that should allow it to hold. Look at that. So that's just one lap of the Ziploc bag, so I'm gonna see if that'll work. And now I risk dropping the whole extension and socket down there. Well, it happened. I dropped the socket and extension back down there twice. The second time, I cannot reach it with my hand. So this has to come off again. And I still can't see it. Where did it fall? Haven't found my socket, but I think I found the other nut that was missing. I have a little bit of time left. I'm gonna try one more time. I was able to get it out. But now I'm getting better at putting it in and out. So silver linings, I guess. So I got it on there and I got it turning a few times. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it off and the nut will stay. Failure. So I'm convinced I can get the intake manifold back on now, but I jumped the gun a little bit because there's some hoses up under here that were not connected. They're coolant hoses. So I'm going to try and figure out where they all go and reconnect them. And then I may try and put the intake manifold on. It's a day after work, 7 o'clock. I'm gonna give myself like 30 minutes to work on it. And I think I'll be able to make some progress. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. All right, so I've figured out what's a vacuum line and what's a coolant line. And I've reconnected the coolant lines and I know where everything else goes now. So I'm gonna try to put the intake manifold back on again. I went and got my 1/4-inch drive set, or at least enough of it to make this a more doable job. So let's give it a shot. I believe tools like this is what's gonna let me get it in. I think I finally got it. All right, now for the easy ones. And I have 2 of these, and I'm assuming these mount the injectors. So I'm going to put them back in and hope that they seal. It's the right number anyway. So there's this plug that's right under here, and I swear my hands just wouldn't turn to get it on, but now I got it on. So let me put everything back together that I know I can. The amount of parts sitting over in the corner is getting smaller and smaller. I have 4 of these, so I think they go on the throttle body. I would love for them to go on the throttle body, and it looks like they do. They seem to be a reasonable length to do this job. I don't know if this goes here. What even is this? It fits. I don't know what it does, but I know this goes, uh-oh. But I know this goes here. It does a little something like this. Missing a clip. And I'm not sure I got the right nuts to go on here, but I have some. Ah, that goes to the front. So I put that on and face it to the front. It's like a big puzzle, like a grand puzzle. That is such a weird thing. To cool the alternator? That's what it looks like. Looks like it's cooling the alternator. So it looks like I have some extra bolts and such, but I think I pretty much have everything sorted. Should I position the new radiator? Might as well. Where some of these parts go is coming clear now. These go right in here. Still don't know where these go, but maybe I will find out shortly. No, wait. Fan shroud, should that go on first? I don't know if it goes on first. I think it should, but I'll position it and see if I can get the radiator in. Nope. Ah, these, I think, hold the radiator in. I think. Yeah, that's cool. Don't know the proper way to open them. Ah, those rubber pieces go in here. Yeah! Alright, so how do you open these? I imagine you push forward. Yeah. That goes there. Yeah. That's actually kind of clever. I like it. I like that. And now the fan shroud definitely won't fit. So my battery is about to die. But real quick, I'm gonna see if I can get the radiator shroud and the radiator in before I leave. So it looks like the fan should be removed to do this. I don't have a manual with me, and I don't have time to read about it. So I'm gonna see if I can set it like that, try and put it in. If the battery dies, I will update you as to what happened. Yeah, think it'll work, think it'll work, think it'll work. Oh, come on, sit down. There we go. I'm surprised the battery's still running. It was at 3%. Oh, and it's right, everything's right where it should be. Fantastic. So now that I know how everything in the engine bay goes back together, in the next video, I'll see what I have to do to get this thing running. If you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.